Hello everyone. Today we learn chapter 2, chemical bonding of your chemistry book. So now coming to the term chemical bond, we know that the chemical bond is the force of attraction that keeps the two atoms together when they combine to form a molecule. So this bond can be formed in three different ways. So the first type of bond we have is an electrovalent bond, in which the bond is formed by the complete transfer of an electron from one atom to another atom. The second type we have is a covalent bond, in which the molecule is formed by mutual sharing between the two of the combining atoms. And the third, we have a coordinate bond, in which the molecule is formed by the transfer of electron only by one of the atoms. Now this electrovalent bond, it is also known as an ionic bond, and the covalent bond is also known as a molecular bond, and this coordinate bond is also known as a dative bond. So in this chapter we will learn in details about these three different kinds of bonds. So the first type we have is the electrovalent bond. So coming to the electrovalent bond, the name itself suggests it's an ionic bond which is formed by the combination of two different kinds of ions. We know that the ions are of two kinds, the cation and the anion. The cation is the positive ion and the anion is a negative ion. So when these two ions combine, we see that the electrostatic force of attraction between the two oppositely charged ions keeps them together. For example, the sodium loses one electron to the chlorine, and then they becomes oppositely charged, and the force of attraction keeps the two atoms together to form a molecule of sodium chloride. So let us learn in details about this electrovalent bond and what are the necessary conditions required for the formation of this electrovalent bond. So here we saw that one of the combining atom, it should easily give an electron. So thus we can say that one of the combining atom, it must have a low ionization potential, which the metal usually has. The second, we see here the chlorine. When both of them combine, if the sodium easily gives electron, but if the chlorine cannot accept an electron, it's impossible to form a bond. So therefore another combining atom, it must be hungry of electrons, which is known as an high electron affinity. Usually the non-metal has it. Now coming to the third condition, which is the high electronegativity difference between the two of the combining atoms. So it makes much easier if the electronegativity difference between the two of the combining atoms is large, which means that one of the atom easily gives an electron and the other easily accepts an electron. So now coming to the stability of an electrovalent compound, like we already saw that the sodium, which is a positive, it combines with the chlorine, which is a negative ion, and then thus we get a NaCl. So the force of attraction between these two oppositely charged ions is known as electrostatic force of attraction, which is quite a strong force. So thus the electrostatic force of attraction keeps the sodium and the chlorine ions together. Thus electrovalent bonds are quite stable. So now let us try to understand the electron dot diagram of a sodium chloride and a magnesium chloride in understanding how the electrovalent bonds are formed. So we know that sodium, the atomic number of sodium being 11, so the electronic configuration of sodium is 2, 8 and 1. In the same way, we have a chlorine whose atomic number is 17. The electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 7. We can clearly see that the sodium can lose one electron and the chlorine can gain one electron. So thus the sodium gives its one electron to the chlorine. So we can draw the electron dot diagram as follows, like a sodium having 2 electrons in the innermost orbit, one, and then the chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. So what happens here is the sodium, it loses one electron to the chlorine, and then the sodiums form a positive plus Na plus, and then the chlorine, it becomes negative. So thus both of them, they attract together and is formed as a NaCl. So this is how a sodium chloride, one atom of sodium chloride combines with a one atom of chlorine. Now coming to the magnesium chloride, we can clearly see in the formula that one atom of magnesium combines with the two atoms of chlorine. Now since we know that the magnesium, the atomic number of magnesium the atomic number of magnesium being 12, that electronic configuration would be 2, 8 and 2, and the chlorine being 17, the electronic configuration is 2, 2, 8 and 7. So now for the formation of magnesium chloride, the two atoms of chlorine combines with the magnesium, like the magnesium in the outermost orbit, it has 2 electrons, and whereas the chlorine in the outermost orbit, it has a 7 electrons, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So one of the electron is given off to this chlorine atom, but still we have one more extra electron that the magnesium must lose in order to become stable. So thus another chlorine atom with one electron less in its outermost shell combines with the magnesium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and thus it's given to this electron. So in this, the magnesium, after losing 2 electrons, it gains the 2 units of positive charge, and then the 2 chlorine atoms, each having a 1 unit of negative charge, combines with a magnesium to give a magnesium chloride. So this is how the sodium chloride and a magnesium chloride is formed. So in the next class, we will see about the formation of covalent bond and 2 of its examples.